Good day and welcome to another Mr. James Accounting Tutorials. It's been quite a while since my last post, and I am doing this one on the request of a number of students who requested this particular topic. June 2022 Company Accounts number 4. So let's get right into it. Payne Limited has been asked to submit a business plan for the launch of a new product line. So part A of the questions list three components for Payne Limited which should include in the business plan, and we are given a table here that you list your three components. Okay, um, so let's get a look at what the answer should have looked like. I have prepared an answer here. Any three of these should include in the business plan. Executive summary, company background or business description and structure, marketing plan or marketing strategy, anything to do with marketing at all should come in next. Management and personnel, financial plan, the business idea, product, service or sales, industry overview, the market competitive analysis, the management team, plan of operations, and the money budgets and what have you. Okay, if you had three of these, you would have gotten the full mark for the question. Part B, the authorized share capital for Payne Limited is as follows, and we are given two types of shares here as the authorized capital. 200,000 ordinary shares, the par value is $1 each, and 500,000 8% preference shares of 50 cents each. Now, these are the only two types that this business had, and then from this they would have issued on the 1st of June and the 1st of November, and the 1st of April they have not shares but the debentures. Okay, so let's read what it is they require us to do. Use the form provided on page 19 to prepare journal entries to record the three transactions above for Payne Limited. Narratives are not required. Okay, now you have three transactions, so you should make three separate journal entries. Okay, so let's see what the answer would look like. I have prepared an answer here. It's in the general journal, and you would have been given an answer sheet like this, already ruled up. You would have to put in the headings and make the journal entries. Now with the journal entries, you have to make sure that the debit comes before the credit, and after you have put in all the debits, then you put the credits, and the credits should be indented as though you're starting a new paragraph, just as you have it here. Okay, notice we have three separate entries. So the structure, to get a mark, you have to have the whole line correct. Okay, and you have to use the correct name of the account. Right, the amounts alone will not do, so that you can get some easy, simple calculation. So your first entry, you work out the credit side first. The ordinary shares, 100,000 by $1, the par value would go in the ordinary share capital account, and the excess amount, 80 cents by the 100,000, is called a share premium, and that goes in a separate reserve account. Then you have the debit for the total going to the bank or cash account. You do the same thing with the preference shares, bank or cash, 200,000, 8% preference shares, 200,000 by 50 cents, which is the par value, and that go into the capital account. And the share premium get the extra 50 cents by the 200,000 shares, get 100,000. When you add these two together, you'll get the bank and the cash. For the debentures are not share capital, so you will not use a capital account. It's more of a long-term liability, and you will put it in a separate loan account. A 6% debentures, 80,000, bank or cash, 80,000. Okay, now if you had these three like this correct, you would have been given full marks for this question as well. Okay, now it would seem a good time for me to let you know that if you haven't subscribed for the channel yet, you should make an attempt to do so now, or if you have not been viewing the advertisements on these videos, I will urge you to do so. It costs you just about 10 seconds of your time, and that is how this channel will remain free for you. Of Payne Limited Statement of Financial Position as at 30th April 2022. Okay, so it's only a section they are asking for, and a statement of financial position is also known as a balance sheet. Now they would have given you a sheet like this to write up your answer on. You have prepared an answer, so let's take a look at what that would look like. Here we have it, the shareholders equity section of Payne Limited, statement of financial position as at 30th April 2022. Should have your heading again correct. Make sure you say it is an extract, and then you identify what it is, shareholders equity. It's divided into two sections, one section for the authorized share capital and the next section for the issued share capital. Notice the long-term liability for the debentures does not show up in the equity section. That would go under long-term liability. Alright. Next thing you should notice here is that the authorized share capital is not a part of the balance sheet. It's just a memo that is included in the balance sheet, and you just total it, and then you total it off here, and you are not going to add it on to the issued share capital. Notice. Okay, so your authorized share capital, the 200,000 that you authorized by $1 par value, 500,000, 8% preference shares of 50 cents each, will give it 250. Notice these are always at the par value. Okay, issued share capital, 100,000 ordinary shares of $1 each, $1, 200,000, 8% preference shares of 50 each, 100. Again, notice these are at the par value. Alright, any excess, the share premium, goes in a separate account and they are added together to give you a total share premium. So the 80,000 from the ordinary shares and the 100,000 from the 8% preference shares give you 180, and then you add two together, you'll get a 380,000 as your total. Now if you had everything that we have here, you would have gotten full marks for it. Make sure you put your headings in 3 lines: who, what, and when. Okay. Again, it's a good time to let you know that if you have not subscribed for the channel, you can do so now, and also keep viewing the advertisements. It just take 10% of 10 seconds of your time, and that is how we will keep this channel free to you. Okay, let's move on to the next part of the question. Part D. During the financial year ended 30th April 2022, Payne Limited declared and paid an ordinary dividend of 5 cents per share and paid out the dividend due to the preference shares. For each type of share specified in the table below, calculate the amount a company paid out in dividends for the year ended 30th April 2022. And well, we are told it's 5%, 5 cents per dividend, 5 cents per dividend on the ordinary share. And we are not given the amount on the preference shares. The reason for that is because the preference shares in their label carry the amount of the dividend. It's usually a percentage of the total value of the share. Okay, you were given a table like this in which to show your workings, and I have worked it already, and let's take a look at again at the workings. The dividend paid during the year ended 30th April 2022. The workings for the ordinary shares. I brought forward the information here that we have on the ordinary shares. Number of shares 100,000 that was issued is only on the issued shares that you're going to calculate and pay dividend. The value of the share, the par value, is $1 each. You don't really need that because it's 5 cents per share. What you need is the number of shares, and you multiply that by the 5 cents, and you get 5,000 for your dividend on ordinary shares. Let's take a look at the preference shares information for you. Number of shares 200,000. Value of each share is 50 cents, and dividend is 8% per share value because they are 8% preference shares. Now the 8% is not on the number of shares but on the value of the shares. So you have to multiply the 200,000 that was issued by 50 cents each, and you get 100,000. Dividend is paid on the 100,000. So there are 3 ways you can work that out. You can take the 8% of the 100,000, and you get 8,000. That is your total dividends paid. Another way to do it is to multiply out the 200,000 shares by the 5 cents and then multiply by 8%. You'll get the same thing again. Method 3 will only work if the shares are 50 cents each. If it's a different par value, then it would not work. Okay, right? 200,000 divided by 2, 50 cents is half of a dollar. That's where you get the 2 from. And then you multiply that by 8%, you will get 8,000 again. Now, like I said, this method would not work all the time. It worked for this problem because the 50 cents is half of a dollar, and it was acceptable for your answer for CSEC. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this part D. And again, it's a good time to remind you that if you haven't subscribed, please to the channel, you can please do so now. And a reminder for you to look at the advertisement. They are less than 10 seconds each, and that is how this channel will continue to be free to you. Please calculate the additional number of 8% preferences the company can issue. Now, there was another part of this question that didn't show up on my past paper here, but I did include the answer. So let's take a look at what it looked like. Okay, so the additional number of shares which can be issued, we take the authorized share capital and we minus what we have issued already from the authorized share capital, and that will be 500,000 minus 200,000 issued already, so we can issue an additional 300,000 preference shares. And the second part of the question asks for the total value of the additional preference shares to be issued. So we take the 300,000 from here and we multiply it by the authorized price per share or the par value per share. 300,000 at 50 cents each gives us $150,000. And that would bring us to the end of this paper. I hope you would enjoy it and benefit from it, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video.